In Module 4, we will dive into optimizing your affiliate marketplace listing. Now, we touched on some of these earlier on, but let's just cover them in detail. You're going to need a couple of things. First is a brand name or a pen name. You can use your own name or you can use a pen name. You don't have to use your real name if you don't want to. In fact, I encourage you to use a pen name. For some reason, sometimes it makes people more creative. It's better to use a personal brand rather than like a brand name. Like, if your name is Mike Fox, rather than have like Shadow Fox Marketing, you want to have like Mike Fox Marketing would be a better brand, right? Because it builds a personal relationship. It builds a brand that is a one-to-one relatable persona. And that's really what you want. Domain names in general, anything will do. I like to express benefits in my domain names. But if it's a brand, you can just kind of use your name, like lutherlandro.com, right? But I have other brands, right? You're not limited to just one, of course. You can have many. You can have many as you want. I got Success with Luther. I have Landro in a Circle. I have Luther's Offers. It really can be anything. You can use your like pen name plus products, right? MikeFoxProducts.com. Boom. Next is an email address. You want to use this for transactions and for support. So you will have, let's say, support at Mike Fox Products. You can have sales at Mike Fox Products, and that's where you can get like your market notifications, and transaction notifications, and then you can have Mike at Mike Fox Products, and that would be like your relationship building email, the personal email one-to-one connection with your audience. For an autoresponder, I recommend ActiveCampaign. It has a great selection of features and things that you can use to help you in this business. However, I do look at that as something you can aspire to, something that you can grow into in the early stages of this. I don't think you need to go full on ActiveCampaign. You can use services like Aweber, GetResponse to great effect. I'm leaning a little bit more on GetResponse these days. Aweber has some changes that I think they did kind of poorly, and that kind of made it easier for you to set up emails in GetResponse than it did in Aweber. But it's not, it's not a major deal. Aweber is still great. Other things you can use landing pages wise, ClickFunnels has a great, like if you have ClickFunnels, you don't technically need your own host because ClickFunnels will host all of it for you, all your pages, and it's a nice point and click page builder. Convertri is another one. Canva has solutions. You can use WordPress based solutions. I don't recommend that you use the free WordPress like WordPress.org or whatever those sites are, or sites like what's the other one? Wix. Like I wouldn't use those types of services. But if you can set up a WordPress site, it's pretty easy to set up a WordPress-based site and then use that for your landing pages. And there are other alternatives out there. You can even find like a free host. Like, you can host HTML pages on Dropbox. And you can also host HTML pages on, I think it's called One-to-One as a free hosting service. But generally, you want to have reliable page hosting that's pretty fast at delivering the content. You don't want slow loading pages, especially in a sales environment. Why? Because it's going to kill your sale. It's going to hurt conversions. You will need a PayPal and Stripe account. Like I said, PayPal and or Stripe. I've noticed it's really important to have both. There are some people who will not do business with PayPal. They will refuse to use it. They won't purchase through it. They're not going to buy your product if you don't offer them an alternative. Now, we offer Stripe because it allows them to use a variety of credit cards and they don't have to use a PayPal account. And of course, you need a Warrior Plus account. You need a ClickBank account. Now, ClickBank, not necessarily going to be selling these types of micro products on ClickBank, although if you find a position that is underserved and that may interest, the bigger markets there on ClickBank, why not, right? You have nothing to lose. The only thing you have to really lose is some time. But at the end of the day, we look to ClickBank because it is one of the largest markets. A lot of trends are set on ClickBank, so it's worth knowing what's going on there. Now, just touching on some seller tools that'll be very helpful. You have notifications on you. This is notification that goes out when you post something. So people that buy from you or browse the marketplace and see your products will subscribe to you, and these notifications will be fired off when you release a product. Now, this is why it's crucial to have a multi-product strategy. The more products you create, the more results are going to compound and the notifications are going to help. So if you have 10,000 people subscribe to you and they get a notification, well, that's a decent amount of traffic you're going to get. On Warrior Plus, you have product of the day or deal of the day, depending on what market you're on. So like Warrior Plus, JVZoo, they'll pick one product, usually the one that's best performing, and promote them to the entire network list that they maintain. And this can really generate tons of sales. I mean, thousands of dollars in sales in a single day from the volume of traffic that you can get from these product of the days or deal of the day lists. There's also notifications on keywords because many affiliate networks have notifications for very specific keywords. And this is one of the reasons why we carefully choose our keywords during the research phase. So you can tap into an existing pool of buyers that have expressed an interest already in a topic or keyword just by using them in your product listing and setting things up correctly. Now, many of these markets, they're going to have an auto advertisement that gets distributed on social media and through other widgets that affiliates will place on their site. So it's important to fill out this information properly and use a strong copy to make the most of this advantage. Being in the top 10 sellers list for a day, a week, a month, it just gives you even more visibility in sales. So the object here is to really rank in the marketplace. And so like you could go to Warrior Plus right now, look at the top performing products and see who's doing what and how much. You can go top 25 products and see, hey, Luther's on there like 4 or 5 times, right? So it's a big deal, right? So one of the reasons product naming is really important is it becomes a headline for people browsing these lists, right? In the marketplace, they browse the top ranked products. What's going on? You have a really good headline as a product name or a really good product name that functions as a headline. That's what it is. It draws them in. So this is also why we try and generate as many sales as possible in the initial launch phase. And then we do that to push the product up the list and get more organic traction on these listings. Probably a little less prevalent on Warrior Plus, but on other markets, there are affiliate notifications where affiliates get notified based on the topics that they follow. So if you have a converting product in a niche that they follow, your product will get promoted almost automatically, if not automatically, as some affiliates use automated software to run their promotions. Again, this is all keyword and topic based. So the work we did in the research phase continues to permeate and trickle through the entire process even as we are launching our product, right? So you see how important that particular phase is. Now, the affiliate marketplace is the bread and butter of getting affiliates to promote your product. The affiliates are watching this marketplace every day for new products to promote. So you want to offer high commissions as a lure for them, have solid conversions, and of course, be in a topic or trend that they are already interested in, and that will have them promoting you because the affiliate recognizes that their audience, their list, is interested in the topic or trend that you are promoting. Now, lastly are special sales. So there are often always holiday sales going on, other events that you can leverage within the marketplace and outside of it that you will run, and you'll be able to include your product in this in order to generate more sales. So lots of other strategies, but these are probably some of the best ones. One that I didn't put on here is known as relaunching, and that's where you take a product that you've already launched in the past and then you relaunch it. You do a new offer, same letter, same everything, because you want it to convert in a similar way. You don't want to change you don't want to change an offer. Once it's converting, by the way, that's another little pro tip. Once an offer is converting, you don't want to change it. Don't screw with it. Don't fix what isn't broken. Okay. So if it's selling, and that's it. Once it starts selling, you can't touch it. So, but what, you got to look at this in terms of a cycle and a multi-product strategy. Is, in February, I launch a product. In March, I launch a product. In April, I launch a product. And I pick up a whole bunch of new customers in March and April. But those two groups of customers have not seen the products I've launched in February. So I'm going to relaunch those products in 3 to 6 to 12 month intervals to basically pitch those products to my new leads, or as I accumulate leads, making sure that those new leads see the older products if they are still viable. And that's a fantastic way to get multiple sales, to increase your customer value. And you can often tie those relaunches in with sales to really drive them home and really drum up some excitement and some engagement with your offer. So let's talk about pricing. And this is, of course, let me remind you that micro product pricing is different. It's different from the big product or big production pricing for larger courses. We are just doing micro products. So the goal of a micro product is to build your list. You're not planning on getting rich by launching micro products by themselves. It's not how it's going to work. That's not how it works. It will never work like that. The micro product purpose is to build your list of buyers. It's to get as many customers on your email list, and not just customers, but true buyers, as possible. Now, the way we do that is by pricing our offer as low as possible and making the buy an impulse buy and a no-brainer decision for them. So for the range of $1 to $5, this is really, again, no-brainer pricing. That is an impulse buy, and it's the best place to start out with your reports. Particularly, you still have to sharpen your axe and get your skills and get your flow in order. So you remove a lot of the risk when you have low pricing, but you are also, when you make a sale, you are still getting a buyer lead. So now once we hit the range of $5 to $10, it still is an impulse buy. It's the sale pricing that I often use during holiday sales. And you could start here. You're going to do less sales. Your conversions will be lower at the higher price. And there's always a direct proportion between conversion and price. So you'll see that the higher your price, the lower your conversion, but the higher your customer value will be. It's just one little thing, and you'll observe that as you launch your various micro products. So you could start here, but again, like I said, you'll do less sales. You will always need a better sales letter. The higher you go in price, your salesmanship game will have to be better. You know, if you're going to fight somebody who is better at Kung Fu, your Kung Fu better be strong. Okay. You'll also remember that this is more money to pay affiliates too. The higher you go, you do have more room to pay affiliates, and they're more likely, the more money you are, the more money that's on the table, the more likely they are to promote your product. Generally, $10 to $20 range. This is the Warrior Plus pricing range for information products. A solid range once you are experienced and want to make as much money as possible from your launches. You know, most of the money made within these types of launches at this price point come from the back end, which is your upsell funnel and your customer follow-up. In the $20 to $50 range, this is typical for ClickBank pricing for information products. It's a solid range for colder traffic, Facebook ads, for example, or native ads or network ads. It still requires a solid back end to be profitable, because you're probably going to be paid somewhere between $20-$50 per lead. So, I mean, if you break even on something like that, that's great, because you're adding, a customer to your list that has, multi-month or multi-year value that in the beginning is almost incalculable. So it's something to consider there. You will, like I said, you will want to have a solid back end to be profitable on cold traffic. That's where you're going to make your money. You're not going to be looking to make your money on the front. Above that, from $50 to $100, this is premium pricing that may actually convert better if the perceived value is there. So, it's funny. I did a test. I sold a report for like $10, and then I sold the same report for like $50, and the one for $50 did better because the price actually raised the perceived value. That's testing. That's part of testing. But again, I don't recommend that you start doing it immediately. Your A/B testing is, you have to do that very carefully and make sure you're testing apples to apples and not trying to compare, apples to sunflowers. But the $50 to $100 range is the price point where, you're going to need really strong sales Kung Fu or a solid relationship with your list for them to trust you enough to purchase on that first click. Now, the $100 above range, you'll find those for products like supplements, video courses, because the video has very high perceived value. Coaching, of course, which, $100 coaching, for an automated coaching program at $100 is very decently priced. A one-on-one coaching for $100 is a loss leader. You'll find most of the upsells will somehow end up being above $100, $100, $197, $297, $497, $997. Basically what happens, this can go into the thousands of dollars in the price range as well, right? So these are you begin to cross into the realm, at $100, you begin to cross into the realm of high ticket. One thing I'll say, just going back a little bit, below $20, Affiliates like to promote products that will make them money, right? The obvious statement. So like if you're doing a 50% commission on an offer for $10, then you and the affiliate stand to make like $4.45 or something like that. That's whatever. It's $4.45. But if you really want to motivate an affiliate to promote that product, then you would give them 100% commission on the back, because if they make a sale, you get the lead. So what's that lead cost you? $10? What's that lead worth? Anywhere from $30 to $300 to $3,000, right? Who knows? You don't know until you start offering things. But in general, you do know that a person who is a consumer of this type of information will buy anywhere from 2.5 to 4.5 products. So there is an absolute return on this investment. So next video, we're going to have a walkthrough using a demo account. We'll talk about landing page creation and setting things up. We'll see you there.